Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be teaching a little bit about contouring. So I don't have anything on my face right now, just my moisturizer and my eye cream and of course my handy lip balm. Okay, so today I'm just going to be focusing on how to contour your nose and also your face. So as you can see, my face is more of kind of like a heart, kind of heart shape at the top, but then it's a little bit more rounder around this area here. And I already have some natural contour over here already, so we're gonna have to just work with that. Don't mind my eyebrows either, just because I really need to get those fixed up. And then I did get a new light here, so hopefully this will help a little bit. That way you can see my makeup a little bit better. Okay, so I'm just gonna start off with putting my foundation on, and I'm just going for a natural look. So I'm not going to put something that's too heavy. So I'm just using the Burts Bee, which is like a vegan foundation. So I like to use my fingers, so I just put it on just like this. And then I'm going to use my blender and just press away. So to have really good contour, you want to make sure that your foundation is on really nice and smooth. Okay, that's going to create a nice, better, smoother, more natural look for all of you. Making sure your foundation goes all the way here. Okay, so as you can see, my foundation is on already here. Everything is nice and smooth. Okay, so I'm just gonna do my eyes now. Okay, so my eyes are done now. Just going for a nice natural blue with a little bit smoky in the crease. Okay, so now I'm just going to finish off my eyebrows here. Okay, so just finished up my eyeliner. All right. So since my eyes are a little darker, I'm just going to go for a more nude lip color. So I'm going to be using the ones. So I'm going to be using the Tarte one here. It's kind of like more natural, and it also smells really good and goes on really naturally. I usually like to leave my contouring for last, so I'm just going to focus here on my natural contour. So I'm going to be using powder contouring products. So there is a difference if you are using a liquid foundation. I personally I prefer powdered products over the creamy one. It really depends. I find the creamy one you have to be have the right brushes or the right products to really get it in there and let it just really smooth everything out. But for me personally, since I have more of the more powder ones, that's what I'm going to be using today and would recommend if you're doing it more on to have a more natural look. Okay, the best product that I usually use is the Nars, and I use the more darker one just to get a more you know, subtle look and just to bring everything out a little bit better. So I'm just going to start with my nose here. Okay, so as you can see, I already have a natural contour over here in this area, so I want to make my nose just look a little bit longer, kind of like something like this. So I'm going to start from the top here and just align it all the way. It's kind of like you're drawing on your face, and go all the way to the tip, and I'm going to kind of go over my natural tip just to create that illusion, and then come right up again here. Okay, so I'm just going to do it very, very gently for you, as you can see. So I'm just grabbing this little brush, and you can already see right there. And then I'm going to glide it to the tip here at the bottom. And then I'm going to grab it this way here. So I don't go up this way. I'm going to go from the top and just do a small little stroke. And if you do this angle, you can really, really see where that is going. So I know that looks really, really orange right now. But I'm going to blend it out. Now, see how I'm just doing this stroke here and just trying to make this as small as I can. So there's other colors I can use that are darker, but I find this one here just works really, really well with my skin tone. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it. So as you can see this now, it just looks like very orange, okay? But we're going to blend that out later. Okay, so now I'm going to contour right in here. So I already have a natural contour. If I do this, I can naturally see where that, where my cheekbones are, which are right here. And then kind of where I want to make that pop a little bit more. So I'm going to just contour in here. And just doing kind of like you're very gently, because it comes along very strong. So now you don't want to go all the way down here, because that's going to create a different type of illusion. So just right in here. Okay, so I'm going to do my other side as well. So if you look here, you can kind of already see like how this is going to come in. This looks a little bit off, but don't worry. I mean, it's just the way my camera is angled, but you are just kind of cutting your face with the color. So there, you want that to stand out, and you want this to pop. So now you can already see my dimples kind of create that kind of that model cheekbone structure we wish we all had. But we just have to work with what we have, okay? Also, I'm not like 90 pounds, so it's not going to show up that well. Now, for the top here, so my forehead is not super big, and it's also not like tiny either. I don't know, it's kind of like in the middle, I would say. Let me know what you think. So I honestly don't put too much contour to make it smaller. Okay, so I will do another video with different face shape. This is just for my face shape, what I do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a little bit here, okay, just because I want it to match, okay? And I just want you all to know contouring has been done for years. I mean, I remember putting, before we had bronzers and everything, I would always use like a darker blush when I was like in grade 9. My mom didn't understand what I was doing, but I remember watching like these shows on TV where I would see them do this kind of stuff. So I kind of just played around with makeup since I was little. So, but I did notice that this actually just helps to kind of shape your face, but you have to really do it properly, or else it's just gonna look like you kind of just have smudges all over your face. So now the trick to this one is starting from your hairline and just working your way down. Okay, just like this. So I hope you can see it. There. And again, remember, it's just about bringing out the beauty that you already have. Okay, it's just working with what we have and accentuating our traits that we have, our features, I mean, sorry. And I'm gonna go just a little bit. So I don't like to do that whole thing all the way down all the time. I just wanna make it look as natural as I can. Here. Now another trick, just to make your lips look a little more plump, you can put a little bit of contour here at the bottom lip. So what happens there, it creates this darkness around this area, and then it makes the lip pop up a little bit more. Okay, so I forgot to mention I'm going to be putting my concealer on, so I didn't have any, so I'm just going to use a little bit on here. This is liquid concealer, so you want to be really careful because you're also working with powder. So I'm just going to dab just a little bit. Fortunately, I don't have any dark circles this morning, so that really does help. Okay, so another great thing to keep your concealer in there, you can use, I like to use the Makeup Forever translucent powder. And I know all of you have heard about baking. We're not going to bake today under our eyes. We're literally just going to dab a little bit here, because again, I'm not doing a full out makeup. Even though my eyes look like they aren't. I just literally have 2 shades of eyeshadow on, eyeliner and mascara. So I can teach you this eye look in another video. So I'm literally just taking some translucent powder and I'm just dabbing it on just to work with it here. Okay, so now you're going to do the fun part, which is going to grab a nice blending brush. I have this one here from e.l.f. Cosmetics, okay, as you can see there. So I'm just going to blend. So I like to start here at the top and I'm just going to blend. Now I like to do kind of circular motion really fast, so it's like a wrist movement, and I like to putting up into my hairline. So don't worry, like, I mean, you can always just kind of comb your hair after, but you won't have like a lot of makeup on there. Okay, and then I just blend just to make it look very natural. Then I'm gonna move up here and I'm going to kind of do a motion like this. You can always get a thinner brush here too, but I find this one for my face works really well. Okay, so as you can see here, the difference now. So I have the line here, but this one is pretty much gone, but it has that little darker contour. You can always go back and find or do a little bit more of a stronger contour, but that is okay with me because I like how it looks from the front here. So I'm just gonna take the other one and just go really fast. And don't forget to brush that little lip at the bottom, because sometimes I forget and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, whoops. I have like this big smudge under my lip. Okay. Now I do realize that my my concealer is a little bit too light for my skin. So, you know, it's gonna look a little lighter there. So that is just something, I don't know why it looks a little lighter. I think my bronzer is just maybe too dark. Okay, so now the fun part is the nose. So this one I always leave for last because it really, I want to be really careful with it. Okay, so I always start at the tip here. And I'm just gonna brush. Okay, and then here I'm always gonna go to the, so I'm kind of stroking. As you can see, I'm kind of going down this way. Okay, so I'm kind of doing this, okay? So if you look from this angle, because you don't want to put the makeup, the darkness, I'm going this way, okay? Because you really don't want to put the darkness back in the middle. You want to leave this light. So I'll show you what we'll do with that later. So I'm just going to kind of go this way as well. Okay. All right, so if you have a smaller brush, I'm going to be using this one. I'm just gonna kind of use that a little bit better because I find the bigger brushes are harder. I think I just put a little bit more than I usually do, so it's harder to blend it. So I'm literally just doing this. I'm blending it and gently but rapidly, I would say. So you're just kind of blending it down to create that illusion there. Okay, so now you can either use, so this here, if you had a more creamy, if you use creamy contour products, then you could definitely put a little bit of creamy concealer here. But since we're using powder, I try to stick to powder. So I'm gonna, now here, I'm going to put a lighter powder color. And I'm going to, now if you don't have like the proper, you know, white powders to put under your eyes, like Makeup Forever, translucent powder, all of that, you can always find like a really light eyeshadow, and it honestly works just as well. Okay, so you're going to, so here's my nose right here, so I want it to center here, so I'm just going to create this line just to create that illusion. And it's like I just put a tiny bit, because if we put too much, it's going to take away. So I usually like to make it a little bit whiter around this area, because then it makes my nose kind of look really cute and pop up. So I just do that. And then I think I'm going to put a little bit more of the bronzer here at the tip at the bottom, because it kind of got a little bit here. So I think you can see that better in my nose. Okay, now if you really want to blend it all in, you can go back in there and just kind of just make sure. Another trick is you can dab it in, okay? So I remember I talked about how I took a cosmetology class and we had a makeup artist come in and he told us about powders and how it's good to sweep them on, but powders are small little particles. They stack onto your skin, right? So if we're just sweeping them on, they can easily roll off. But if we actually pat them like this, it helps the makeup to stay longer, which is what we all want. Okay, just to finish off my look, I'm going to be using my Anastasia highlighter. So this one, I'm just going to put a little bit around this area, and it's just going to make it pop a little bit more. Okay, I hope you can see it there. Okay, so now you can see how my cheekbones just pop. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit here as well. Now you want to be really careful on where you put the highlighter. For myself, if I put the highlighter in the middle, since I have a little bit of a bump here at the top, it's just going to make that pop instead of making my bronzer or my contour here pop. So I literally put a tiny, like it's so tiny, like very thin, just at the tip of my nose right there. Okay. Like it's very thin. You can probably barely even see it, but it just adds to that. And then I'm going to put a little bit on my lips here to make them pop. Okay. Okay, so that's it. So that's just a little step there on, I just wanted to do a short video on how to contour. You can see here. And I hope you liked it, all right? This was a way shorter video than what I was usually doing, which was like an hour. Okay, so that's everything. So I hope that helps you. You can see the contour here. It's very light. Now again, you can definitely, I can do another video on more stronger contour, but I just went for a more natural everyday contour. So here you can see it. And then my nose from far. All right, that's everything. All right, bye.